Still February 9th. It's in the evening, it's like 9. The reason why I'm recording, I just wanted to record something that happened today, and yeah. So, oh gosh, I didn't plan it. My car got broken into. So I had, it just so, you know, I choose to look at things as synchronicity, right? Like things are purposeful, and I usually have morning clients today, Wednesday, but it just so happened that they rescheduled for later on this week, which left this whole morning open for me. My first client wasn't until 3. So I was really excited about just how the day was going to unfold and what I was going to do. And so I had planned to do my notes and go for a hike. And I was deciding, or a walk. I was like, okay, where am I going to go? And there was this pole to go towards where my car is parked. And the thing is, earlier this week, when I went to go move my car, right next to me, someone had tried to break into the car next to me, like literally the car next to me. And I saw it and I was just like, oh, there was this feeling of like, okay, I looked out. But there was this other feeling of like, why do I feel like it's gonna happen to me? It was that feeling. And so I moved it like I normally do, and waited, and then parked it again, and yeah. So and there was something about this morning too, where there was just like this pull, like hurry up, hurry up and get going, hurry up and get going. So I'm walking. In my head, I was taking my work to go to my car, so I can, sometimes what I like to do when I need a change of scenery of my work, I'll go and sit in my car and I'll work in my car. And some people go to coffee shops. I don't feel comfortable. Just because I do a lot of audio recording, so for me my car is just more comfortable, it's more private. But I'm still out. And so I'm walking and I could see my car from a distance. And I see that the windshield was broken into. I was like, okay. And everyone reacts a little bit different to situations like these, right? I can imagine, right? People running to their car and freaking out, right? But I'm just walking towards my car and I'm seeing it and I'm sitting with it. And what shocks me is not so much that my car is broken into, but more so my response to the whole situation. I think that's what, it was this weird, like, awareness, mindfulness of each thing that was unfolding and how calm I was. I mean, there was an initial moment of like, shit, what am I gonna do? But immediately, like, it didn't last. Like, I mean, it was just a split second where that fear and doubt and confusion and loss kind of crept in. But it as quick as it came up, that's how quick it went away. And I was just like, I know what I need to do, right? And in that moment of crisis, if you can call it a moment of crisis, where it was literally a split second, I was like, I need to call my brother. And again, as quickly as it came and quickly it went away, I'm like, no, I don't have to call my brother. I know what I need to do. And so I'm just assessing, and I see, like, I know, I don't leave things in my car, right? I was told that, and I paid attention, right? Followed the advice. So I knew there was nothing of value that they could have taken. So there was this element of like peace, of like, you know, they could take the car and I would have been fine. I'm like, okay, lost my car, right? Nothing you can do but move on. And so there was that just awareness of like, there was nothing of value in the car. Okay, let me see what could have been taken. Yeah. The one thing I noticed that they took, if I'm being honest, I think was my spray. Actually, I don't even think they took it. I think I took it out of the car and I have it here. I have to double check. Pretty sure I have it, but I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, that's what they took, was a body spray. So I knew, like, they were looking for what they can use, right? Because everything else that was left was left. So I'm looking at the time, right? I'm like, I have plenty of time. I called the nearest shop, and not the nearest one, but the one where I felt was not too congested. And I'm familiar more or less with the driving in terms of the area, and I found one that was 5 minutes away, but there was like a larger parking lot, right, that I knew I could hang out with and just kind of sit. Called. They happen to have one more passenger side is it mirror window thing for my car. They're like, oh, we just have one more. I'm like, great. How much is it going to be? I'll be right there. How long is it going to take? A couple hours. Perfect. And I'd never have been, you know, I've had a few of these incidences. And again, it's this element of, I've had enough where it's a whiff of the intensity. Like I've gotten in a car accident before, and that one was a little more shocking, but I was fine. I was more worried about the other people, and it was when I was on my way to work, and I was actually in between work. Called out the rest of the day, and I'm glad I did, because the you know what happens afterwards, right? You're in shock. And initially I thought that's what was happening to me through this process, because I there was this element of like, wow, I'm actually calm about this, and I'm like, is it going to hit me later, was my thought. I'm like, is it going to hit me later like the last time? But it didn't. It didn't. I went, got my car fixed, drove back, found a new parking spot, still sitting with it. And then someone else had taken that other parking spot. I was like, great, you know. So I'm like, I've been finding a new parking spot for the week. Fortunately, I found another spot, and that I could leave it there for the rest of the week until next week. And it's a different spot, so I was a little more like, okay, but it's still feeling comfortable nonetheless. Walking back, still sitting with it, like, and the thing is, I was sitting with it the whole time, and still sitting with like, wow, is this really how I'm responding? Like, I'm not freaking out. I'm not freaking out. That I think that's what threw me off, or what lingered through that whole experience this morning, was like, wow, I'm not freaking out. Like, I actually feel good. Like, I'm okay. Okay. So anyways, that was interesting, and I just wanted to document that, because I didn't expect to respond in that way, and I did, and I was grateful for this experience, because otherwise I wouldn't have known that that's how I could respond. If that makes sense. And it just so happens that in the next week, actually a week from now, I'm talking about wanting to make sure that I continue to do my healing enough so that I don't react emotionally, but instead respond diplomatically. And so then this happens, and I was just like, wow. This is what not reacting emotionally looks like. So it's really cool. I thought that was really neat, and I wanted to make sure I documented that. So that was all. That was it. I'm not gonna tell my family, right? Because they don't need to freak out. That's probably what they'll do. They don't need to. I got it. But it did trigger in me old memories of when my ex got in a car accident and, you know, calling me freaking out, and I'm like, don't worry about it, we got this, right? So it brought back some memories, and yeah. So I'm proud of the way that I responded, and just that awareness of like a sense of control, not feeling victimized, not feeling like, okay, I got this, right? Because I also anticipated, I thought, oh, am I going to feel violated? Because you know, I've been broken into before. We've moved around so much, and there was a point, an experience where I did feel like violated in terms of my personal space and my items, and they had taken some things. It also happened to be, we suspect someone who was unhoused or homeless, and they took a tent and something else. And I remember I was shooken up a little bit about that experience too. But so this one wasn't the same. So I'm grateful, really grateful. So I just want to share that. That's all. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.